This is the dramatic moment that a Starstreak, manned-portable, short-range surface-to-air missile, sliced the tail off an unsuspecting Russian helicopter over the Donbass, sending it plummeting. Before the wreckage had even hit the ground, the reputation of this potent new weapon in Ukraine's arsenal had been assured. Ukraine has introduced a new ground-based air defense system to its war against Russia's invasion forces, with the announcement that the British-supplied Starstreak Manned Portable Air Defense System, or MANPADS, is ready to be used imminently. Once fielded in combat, the Starstreak will be the latest addition to a growing armory of similar systems used by the Ukrainian armed forces, which we examined in detail in this past feature. However, Starstreak, also known as the high-velocity missile, incorporates several unique features for a weapon of its class and merits further examination. News that the Starstreak was about to be deployed by Ukraine was provided yesterday by UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace. Wallace confirmed that the first Ukrainian troops had been trained on the system, which was now in their hands, and that the United Kingdom was meanwhile doing more than pretty much anyone else to help Ukraine's efforts to defeat the invasion forces. It emerged earlier this month that the United Kingdom was going to provide Ukraine with an undisclosed number of Starstreaks, when the British Army's Colonel Graham Taylor, the commander of 7 Air Defence Group, declared that British troops were being deployed to a secret location somewhere in Eastern Europe to teach Ukrainians how to operate the MANPADS. The captions to photos released by the UK Ministry of Defence suggest that the location was in Poland. Colonel Taylor noted at the time that the missile has the ability to cause catastrophic damage to low-flying enemy fighter jets and helicopters, in particular, which have been the main Russian aerospace forces assets used in the conflict so far. The Starstreak missile is designed to be launched from land, sea, or air platforms, although in practice only land-based versions have been fielded operationally. On land, the missiles can be launched from the shoulder, in traditional MANPAD style. They can be integrated within portable stand-type lightweight multiple launchers that carry 3 ready-to-fire rounds, which can be mounted on light vehicles. They can also be provided as box-type launchers for integration on armored vehicles. In use with the British Army since 1997, this service employs crew-served versions of the weapons, as well as mounting the missiles on Stormer-tracked armored vehicles. The Stormer has 8 ready-to-fire rounds, 12 reloads, and a roof-mounted targeting package including an infrared sensor. While the British Army has stated that only the individual shoulder launcher variant has been provided to Ukraine, The Times reports that both shoulder launcher and LML types have been supplied. Either way, both offer characteristics of lightweight and portability that make them suitable for use in urban environments, too. The first key to Starstreak's capability is its guidance system. Most MANPADS fire heat-seeking missiles. First, the missile's infrared seeker head needs to become locked onto the target's heat signature, before it's launched and then autonomously homes in on it, in a fire-and-forget mode. Depending on the age of the missile, certain heat-seeking MANPADS will also require some time for the seeker to cool down before it can lock on. In contrast, the Starstreak uses laser beam riding guidance, in which the operator fires the missile as soon as a target is detected in the optically stabilized sight. Line of sight is then maintained throughout the engagement process. The aiming unit projects 2 laser beams onto the target, with sensors on the missile calculating the relative positions until impact. The intensity of these laser beams is low enough that, the manufacturer claims, the targeted aircraft won't be able to detect them. Overall, this guidance method is more accurate than traditional laser guidance, in which the target is painted with a single beam. The twin laser approach is more resistant to maneuvering targets that could otherwise break the laser lock. At the same time, unlike infrared-guided MANPADS, the Starstreak cannot be spoofed by flares or other heat sources. Unlike most air defense missiles, it's effectively immune to countermeasures, including the latest L-370 Vite-Bisque directional infrared countermeasures found on many Russian aerospace forces helicopters. Another advantage is that smaller targets can be engaged, as long as the operator can see them through the sight, including those with infrared signatures that might be insufficient for a heat-seeking missile to track. In another break from MANPAD's tradition, it's not a single missile with a traditional warhead that's guided onto or very near the target before detonating. Instead, 3 tungsten darts are released from the missile body, which contains the rocket motor, during the endgame terminal portion of the attack on the target. The provision of the Starstreak is also indicative of the relative merits of supplying Ukraine with advanced and unfamiliar weapon systems, a topic we have discussed at length in the recent past. In contrast with Soviet-era air defense equipment, Ukrainian operators required intensive training on the Starstreak before they were able to declare it ready for combat. As Ukraine pushes for more arms from NATO and other allies, the question of the sophistication of certain weapon systems, and the training required to use them becomes more pressing. Indeed, despite signing off on the transfer of the Starstreak, UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace noted that the real focus of effort has to be helping the Ukrainians either refurbish or locate Russian or Soviet equipment that is already in their inventory. However, with the invasion forces becoming steadily more bogged down, and with questions over the scope of the Kremlin's campaign, there are also already signs of increasingly desperate tactics employed by the Russian aerospace forces to counter Ukraine's existing air defenses. Adding Starstreak onto the battlefield will only make this an even more hazardous operating environment for Russian air power. The portable missile system is designed to be transported by foot or vehicle and can be launched from over the shoulder. After launch, a Starstreak missile quickly accelerates to Mach 4, roughly 3,000 miles per hour. It is the fast surface-to-air missile ever made. The technology on these weapons goes even further, with the missile launcher 3 sub-munitions that follow 3 laser beams. It means that with every missile, there are secondary opportunities for sub-munitions to strike the target using laser guidance. In service for the British military since 1997, the weapon was actually designed and developed in the 1980s after the British government encouraged the development of the nation's air defense capabilities. Thales describes the Starstreak missile as a weapon designed to take out air targets with high precision from a system that requires zero maintenance. Starstreak high-velocity missile was designed to provide close air defense against conventional air threats such as fixed-wing fighters and late unmasking helicopter targets. Official Thales documentation reads, "The missile is just 14 kilograms in weight, has an operational range of over 7,000 meters, and is designed to minimize collateral damage by increasing precision." In April, Ukrainian soldiers appeared in a video thanking British Prime Minister Boris Johnson for authorizing successive rounds of military aid to the country. In the video footage, Ukrainian troops can be heard celebrating after shooting a Russian unmanned aerial using a British-made missile. A Ukrainian soldier can be seen in the clip firing the laser-guided Starstreak missile into the air, before striking a drone. Spectators are heard cheering loudly. The video was clipped together with another video of soldiers thanking the British PM. "This is the greeting of Ukrainian paratroopers to Boris Johnson," the soldiers say. "Thank you, Britain. We use the support of allies effectively." The Starstreak, along with other weapons provided by the United States and NATO allies, need to reach the Ukrainians in significant numbers in order to make a material difference on the battlefield. Time will tell whether or not Western countries can provide Ukraine with the support they need to drive the Russian invader out. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can be alerted to our next episode. We'll see you again soon on Warzone.